It's me,
oh, yeah.
the head.
It's like if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, say goodnight.
I'm going to assume we're talking about bears.
That'd be really weird if I was talking about people.
It would be, yeah.
What people? Can't trust them. Run.
On that point, though, I've decided that Mohammed must be butt ugly because no pretty people stop you from taking photos of them.
You're a 9-year-old wife, mate. Does that tell you?
To be fair, yeah. Most don't like their photos being taken, so I'm going to do that on stage.
Oh, there you go. Like, you know, which would you rather believe in? The one that began with incest, or the one that began with pedophilia?
I'd go for you out of the two.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking, I'd go for.
I was going to say.
I was writing the word. That's why at the time.
Retract that statement. Yeah, oh my god, Catherine's a bitch and they the that's it, man. She's just kicked out of the group entirely. Men, we can say the horriblest things to each other and still be friends the next day.
No, apparently not. A lot of guys are bitter as well. The OAPs.
Yeah, but they're close to death, man. They can be.
No, not the old people. I'm talking about the old angry promoters. Like OAPs, you know. Anyway.
Now hold on to your butts. Keep your arms and legs inside the podcast at all times. Prepare to have an autographical orgasm in 3, 2, 2, 1.
What is up? This is your comedic babyface and all-around lovable butt munch KD Hinken, and before we jump over to the podcast, just to quickly let you know, you can come and watch myself perform on the 18th of May at the Comedy Game Show at Chevy Reds in Birmingham City Centre. That'll be the 18th of May. It's a panel show with a little bit of a twist. We're looking at all things that trigger us. And then on the 6th of June in London at Central Station, I will be appearing on the Big Rat, Little Rat panel show, where I will be on a team with an established comic that will be taking me under his wing, and I will also be there the next month as well, once again on the 4th of July at Central Station, London. They're going to have me on 2 months in a row. They are brave people. But right now, let's jump over to the podcast with myself and the Evil Hippy, aka the Goth. You dig?
It's okay, but like horses, for example, they are our slaves now. There's only one bunch of wild horses left in the world. All the rest are, like dogs, fully domesticated now.
Well, yeah. Cats are sort of fully domesticated, but still kind of wild at the same time.
They're amazing though, cats. Like, I don't know if you know that they are the only animal that domesticated themselves.
Yeah, Egypt, I think.
Yeah.
Those countries that really kind of like brought human and cats together.
They brought, they just apparently just like walked in and they just decided that, you know, like, oh.
One day and I was like, okay.
And then they didn't meow at that point, they evolved to meow because of how.
To get our attention.
To get our attention, to get food, etc.
You don't see cats meow at each other?
Yeah.
They don't.
So weird, isn't it?
They hiss and fucking grunt at each other, but they don't meow at each other.
It's a good point, actually, yeah. I mean, sure, some probably do now, but it's not probably their main communication.
Purring and tail signals,
yeah.
How they get by communication.
I never thought about that, you know. But they don't, you know, like do it to each other, because it's true, they don't. I had like 2 sisters, and they would always be like, you know, bundled up together, like, and fighting with each other like they do.
Oh yeah, they play fight.
Yeah.
Practice them skills.
But they'd never like meow at each other. It's interesting, actually, yeah.
And they never spoke to each other, meowing at each other.
It's
only
like
when they looked at you, you're like, meow.
Yeah. Either I want some food or fuck off, normally.
Yeah, well, it depends on the meow. It was like, meow.
That's why one thing I do really love about cats is that they are very independent. I appreciate that in an animal. I appreciate it in people. So.
It's like the big cat species of Mancoon cats.
Oh.
Massive house cats, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous, like a small leopard.
Yeah, I was going to say, at what point do they start becoming a leopard or something, you know?
I don't know, because I know like there were certain big cats that can meow and certain ones that kind of bark. Bark, they kind of make a weird sound.
Oh, a roar, like a lion.
Well, yeah.
You know, I suppose that's kind of like a really deepy meow, although I suppose that's evolved for completely different reasons, though, isn't it? Like, the warning kind of thing.
Well,
you assume.
Big predator. You're allowed to run really fast in the country filled with those.
Or just evolve to create motorbikes. That works too.
Well, I don't know, man. Imagine the old tribal days, man. You know, can you imagine being like a zoo there and run from a big cat like, ah!
If you have a big cat coming towards you, you're fucked, man.
Some of them, well, it depends on the big cat. If it's a lioness, then yeah, you're doomed.
Yeah, because they're the hunters more.
I think it was something like if it's like a mountain lion, just don't turn your back to them.
Yeah,
you got to walk backwards your entire way home.
Yeah. There is a thing to do with mountain lions because there's so many of them in California, isn't it? Like
they generally don't want the fight.
Yeah.
So they'd rather you turn your back and they just pounce on you and kill you.
They've got a healthy fear of humans.
Well, yeah. So as long as you make enough noise and keep the thing at a distance, once you get close enough to a settlement, you should be fine.
So interesting thing is like animals literally have developed like a fear of humans, and it's kind of good as well that they have that, because when you don't, you have things like obviously you got overpopulation and that, but then you've got because there's only 3 animals apparently that hunt people specifically, go out their way to hunt people. There's the polar bear.
Oh, they eat anything now.
Yeah, because there's nothing there. So they say like they go out their way to hunt people, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to argue that because Antarctica's like the only continent that doesn't have any indigenous people.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of hard to argue, that they do actively.
There's sea lions, and fish, and penguins usually their general diet.
Yeah, that kind of shit. That's all.
So to see us like thunder twonks on 2 legs walking around like trudging around in the snow like a fucking disabled fucking.
Yeah. They're like, what are these things? I'm just going to go eat them.
That's an easy meal.
Yeah,
very easy to chase it through the snow.
And to be fair, they might not have a clue that it's a person anyway, because we wrapped up in so many layers. Like a sweet wrapped up, ain't it,
What is it? They all sayings like if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. If it's white, say goodnight.
I'm going to assume we're talking about bears.
That'd be really weird if I was talking about people.
It would be, yeah.
That makes it sound like the absolute monster of the universe. What people? Can't trust them. Run.
But either way, I know that they shot 3 missiles. They all fucked up and they just fell to the sea.
Good.
Look here.
That's just makes you feel more comfortable because if that's what their decent equipment's doing, then we shouldn't have much to worry about.
To be honest, though, I mean, it's funny to look at it like that and say, but then you really think about it, I'm sure loads of rockets and stuff malfunction, like loads of guns do. They're probably the same thing for America as well. I mean, Elon Musk, his giant rocket just fucked up. It blew up when he was trying to take off.
Oh yeah, the original SpaceX program. Boom.
I don't know if it was the original one.
I think it was the first one that exploded. The one that was unmanned.
Yeah, this one was unmanned as well.
Because obviously now they can't really go through the Russian space program to get the astronauts to space, can they?
Yeah, well, I mean, Elon wasn't with them anyway. He was.
Well, no, he's his own company.
Yeah.
NASA, is he? Is he working with NASA? Or is he not working
I'm sure he's got to do some stuff with them, like some clearances.
NASA works with like the Russian space program.
Yeah, that's why when you're an astronaut going to the space station, you have to learn Russian.
Yep, you got to go through Russia's Soyuz. I believe it's called, like the Soyuz capsule.
That's an interesting point, actually, Joe.
Connects to the space station.
I wonder if if it does probably go to war between America and Russia, even though it already is.
My money's on America.
What? Winning?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll be with them, so of course we'll be winning. We'll be there too. I mean,
was it like 4 guns to every 1 American?
Something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's more, to be honest.
Would never. Like, even if we were like America's enemy and they were like, yeah, you're being drafted and you're going to go raid America, no. I'd rather just shoot myself there and then, because as soon as you land on that flipping, the continent, man, because it wouldn't be the same. Because obviously Ukraine, obviously there's not as many guns per person, man. Could you imagine if that was
There's
America?
a lot. There is a lot.
Yeah, but if that was America, man, every civilian you'd come across is packing heat.
They're talking like
AR-15s, revolvers and shit, pistols. Like,
it'd be a different class of weapons for sure.
Yeah, literally, you'd have like fucking 30 people just come out of their houses and go bang, 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 bang with their flipping gun-trained AR-15s. Like, you're dead.
Because there are a lot of guns in Ukraine. I think there is enough for each person to have one, because there's like all the countries around have had wars, with the Lord of War dude and all them that take the old guns, so that kind of stuff,
That's what,
they got left behinds.
What was it now? Like, I think us, Germany and America have been giving them tanks.
Yes, and there's also, I'm trying to just find it on here, there's with those documents that were leaked, from that guy that got that leaked a load of documents.
Oh yeah.
350, and he got arrested straight away, and he's looking at like €3,000 in jail or something.
Terrorist. What is it called now? It's
a terrorist.
No, there's another word.
Espionage.
It's espionage.
Yeah, it's the Espionage Act that he got done under. Fuck, what are we going to say with that?
So if America's going to send the tanks to fucking Ukraine, man, are they sending them the Abrams?
I don't know. They send people though. That's the thing. These documents confirm that there's like I can't remember the exact numbers. It's on here somewhere.
I'd love to see a fucking American Abram go against the Russian tanks, man. He'd eat them for breakfast.
I haven't got a clue what that is, in all honesty.
You should look up the American Abram tank, man. It's a fucking thing of beauty.
To be fair, I've been shown so many different tanks and big weapons of war from Nathan. Some of the old Killed Me Comedy podcast episodes are still available right now. Go have a look. Nazi mega weapons, that was a good one. Giant Nazi weapons, including a gun the size of a ship, basically, like a big cruise liner on tracks. Yeah, that sounds about the one. It's crazy, that is.
Killed that with thermite.
Did it ever really get used much? I can't remember now.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely... You could shoot, was it 10 miles or something like that?
Some ridiculous, man. Every time...
With accuracy.
It was either this or the Yamato. That's another thing you'd like, the Yamato thing that the Japanese built in the war. That was a giant submarine with ridiculous amount of guns. But that Big Bertha, I think it was that every time it shot, they had to change the barrel to a slight... No, they had to change the barrel after every 3 shots, but each time they shot the bullet, they'd have to use a slightly bigger bullet the second time because it would open up the chamber.
That sounds faulty as hell.
Well, I mean, it's
shooting like a massive payload.
Basically, it split it apart more and more each time, so they had to change the muzzle, I guess you'd call it.
That's the American's Abram tank.
Oh, just a classic tank.
Yeah, one of the most modern war machine they have, man. It's an absolute thing of beauty.
Most modern war machine that we know they have.
Well,
I mean, it does.
Seeing what their drones can do, man, and quite frankly, I wouldn't want none of that.
Yeah, drones is probably one of the main things that you imagine they'd be fighting with nowadays.
I remember them showing there was a weapons thing in America when they were showing off this one little drone they were working on. And my God, man, it was terrifying. It was like this little drone, no bigger than your hand, say.
Oh, okay.
Quick as lightning, and it could face track.
Ooh.
And what it was capable of doing was quickly flying up to your face and delivering a small bullet payload.
Wow.
So it literally blow up in your face.
That's kind of cool.
And they showed it off, man. It flew up to this mannequin and bang, and the mannequin's face was gone. I was like, oh my God, man, this is what future war is like, man.
Yeah. To be fair, you see that kind of stuff and it's like, how do you have so much problems with certain terrorist leaders and that if you can just go and do shit like that? They don't have that.
It's like, you've sent 100 of those over there, man.
Yeah, you sorted.
Yeah, there'll be nothing left of the next Bin Laden,
I saw that, talking about that, the ISIS people killed the leader of one of the Al-Qaeda things, I believe it was.
Oh, we're going to have a Taliban...
No, not maybe an ISIS actually, yeah. I'm thinking of Al-Qaeda because this next bit I got here to tell you about.
Is it the Taliban that took over?
Taliban have took over Afghanistan.
Yeah, surely the ISIS and the Taliban would be on a similar page.
No, all those have infighting because all the different sects of Islam because they all believe slightly different things.
My invisible friend better than yours.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, by that logic you just said a second ago, Christians and Islam should be best friends because realistically there's not much difference between the two.
Oh no.
On that point though, I've decided that Muhammad must be butt ugly because no pretty people stop you from taking photos of them.
You have a 9-year-old fucking wife, mate. Does that tell you?
It says a lot
not
too.
So much of a
to be fair, yeah. Most pedophiles don't like their photos being taken, so that's a good one. I like that.
Oof.
I'm gonna do that on stage.
Oh, there you go. Which would you rather believe in? The one that began with incest, or the one that began with paedophilia?
I'd go for paedophilia out of the two.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd go for...
I was going to say...
I was writing the word pedo, that's why at the time.
Retract that statement.
I was writing the word pedo as I said it, that's why.
And obviously, because there was Adam and Eve, and then there was Cain and Abel, the first sons. And obviously, I think they had kids before Cain killed Abel.
Yeah.
So who do they have kids with?
Yeah.
You ask a Christian, I think when someone asked a Christian this, they said, oh, there were other people there.
Yeah. From where?
What do you mean there were other people there? There's no mention of other people.
Yeah. And if that is the case, then where did these come from too? Doesn't that nullify the whole Adam and Eve story?
And what about the Lilith flipping story? I don't know how true that one is.
The what?
That's Lilith was the first female. Like she was created like the same way Adam was. I can't sure if that's actually true.
Lilith? I've never heard it. I don't know what that is.
It's probably just looks like a BS freaking story. Like interesting.
I mean, they all be a stories, though.
Of course they are.
Mr.
It's
Hippy.
like an interesting kind of side story.
I don't know what that one is. I've never
it was
heard
supposed
the
to
name.
be like Lilith was born as the same as Adam, made from whatever God made Adam out of. So she was the firstborn woman, just as intelligent, if not more so, than Adam. But she wasn't submissive or anything like that. She was like, very domineering kind of.
So the idea that maybe there was other ones at the same time, and Adam and Eve was like maybe the only story they got.
Well, no, she was a very headstrong woman, and I think that she was too much for Adam to deal with. So.
Oh, she was in there with him originally.
Yeah, she was originally with Adam, and then I think that's when they got rid of her somehow.
That sounds like such a story that like some of the men like in the religion, told.
She was too powerful, so we got rid of her.
The one was too much. She didn't have a place, so we got rid of her and tried again.
Do it sounds about right, man.
Yeah.
Misogyny and all that shit.
No, it really does. I bet that's exactly where it came from.
Couldn't deal with her, man. She was a Maori bitch. So fucked her off, and then Adam sacrifices a rib so he can make another woman.
She needs to be a bit more like me. Take my rib, go from there.
Even though she was just the one that, you can think of it, the first sin, eating the fucking fruit of knowledge, was Eve's fault, so women for you, typical.
Yep.
Dragging us down.
Mm-hmm. I mean, personally, I think it's more God's fault for making certain foods wrong.
You must not eat from the tree of knowledge. Like, come on, man. You can't literally say, see that tree there? It's like saying, putting a big red button in front of a toddler and going, press it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to press it.
And compared to the God, man, we are all toddlers after all.
It doesn't exist. If he exists, he's got too much to answer for.
I was listening to a priest man recently talking, and he was on about what was it? And he was in my head, and he was just I could feel it going then.
I love like the religious people try and stick up for their God.
Just ever.
Well, just like when you're asking things like it's like well, God's not sin free. He said his own son / self to be murdered to forgive us for our sins.
Mm-hmm. And then for some reason...
And we're still sinning, so he didn't do a very good job.
We are still sinning, yeah.
And he's got fucking
children
sinning. Born with cancer. Kids who don't get a chance at life.
Nah.
Oh no, he's got a lot to answer for, man. Parasites that fucking feast on the eyes of people or animals and all sorts.
James Cook got an answer for that as well.
James Cook, and Tony Blair,
and
Saddam Hussein,
Glenn Candy, that's another one, definitely.
And yeah,
Trump as well, I suppose. Actually, I'm okay with Trump. Trump can do his thing.
He's a mutant umber-lumper, he's fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is.
He's just literally, I think the only thing, I don't know, he's just, at the end of the day, he's an American, and
it's just entertaining.
They come in two flavours, and they come in like, kind of cool American and crazy American.
I don't know, what's Trump do? Because crazy, actually. He's crazy, definitely.
Yeah. Well, usually you get a few cool Americans, he's a cool dude, he is, or a cool lady. I'm all for like...
Or entertaining, maybe that's in the same thing.
No, there's a borderline between entertaining and crazy.
That's a good point, actually.
I think
I meant
Trump
more
was
cool.
Entertaining, but then afterwards like, oh, this bitch be crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, actually.
This wig wearing orange son of a bitch is crazy.
That's a better one to go by, looking at the fucking the levels of, at what point do you go from being entertaining to just being crazy?
Oh no, their education is weird, man. They know some fancy words, some fancy terms, but they are stupid.
They did it on purpose, didn't they? To, like, I think you were saying it before, to differentiate from the British language they had at the time, because they literally came from England. For most Americans, don't even realise this. Look at your own history.
Oh no! Why are they so obsessed with their heritage? That's what I'd like to know.
Who's
the Americans?
I think. Well, they're not so much now. They're not as patriotic, are they?
Obviously, in England you get multiple flavours of a British person: black, white, Asian. You get Welsh.
Scottish. They're on their own in the fucking whatever they are.
That's pretty much your flavour, black, white, or
doesn't matter if it's black or white.
Indian, white, Indian, British,
not Welsh.
White British, black British. But in America, it's like, I'm African American. You're like, no, technically, You're a few descendants down the line from Africa, mate. You're American through and through.
Yeah,
You're a black American.
I see what you're complaining about the fact that it's like.
Oh, then you go, oh, I'm Irish American. Like, no, you're a plastic paddy. You are not Irish. You've never been to Ireland, or you've probably been on holiday. You're not a paddy.
Same
you're
thing,
not,
actually,
you're a plastic paddy.
Unless you actually grew up there.
As Irish as the fucking gypsies.
Yeah.
And they ain't Irish at all, man. They're just mumbling bumblefucks, man.
I mean, I think they are technically kind of Irish, but what is Irish as well, though, at the same time? Because, like, what is English? English is like a...
Born and raised on that island. Like, we are born and raised on this island.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's more about where you grew up, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter about like you. Like a Chinese guy.
It's like me saying, "Oh, my granddad was Irish," but I'm Irish. Like, no, I'm a plastic. That make me a plastic paddy.
Yeah. So if you had a Chinese guy living here the whole time, then it'd be like you're Bummy too.
Oh yeah, you know, it's like there used to be a chap who used to be at school with us called Nick. He was Chinese descent, but he was obviously, he spoke English as perfect as you and me.
Okay, you're saying that, it was funny that you were saying that to me as if like I didn't know, as if we went to different schools.
Yeah, well, I mean, you went to the same school, but ultimately, Nick, he was as British as you and me because he was born on the island. And
I thought he actually came over because he wasn't that.
Nah, he spoke clear English, man, like it was his first language.
Yeah, I think
I'm proper accent.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something from college. I think I don't know.
A few
Somebody
people who moved over from other countries and they're a babby. That doesn't anything make them born and raised, like
I'd still argue that
British citizen, but not British.
Yeah, I'd still argue like if they come when they were a kid, then it depends on at what point. Because if you can remember living in another country, then are you not dual technically?
Yeah, that'd make you a British citizen who's come across, but you're not born and raised, are you?
Yeah, it's a bit of a cheat anyway. Like. What if it doesn't matter to say if you're like my cousin, for example, she was born in Germany, but then moved here like when she was 1. Did that?
No.
But she was in an English base though, an English army base.
Oh, no, British born and raised.
Yeah, that's what it said. Changes it a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. But it's just what if you literally like, you're for example, you're of African descent, but you're born and raised in America. You're an American. You ain't flipping African descent, man. Yeah, you may have the blood, the technical heritage, but you're still an American.
Hmm. In America, the one place I would not want to go to at all would be Georgia.
Georgia, sweet Georgia.
In the prison. I would never want to go to prison in Georgia.
I don't want to go to prison in America at all, man.
Well, no, I don't want to go to prison anywhere, full stop, really, but definitely not there. A guy got found in his cell dead after being eaten alive by bedbugs.
Oh, it's nice, man. Fucking.
He was that dirty in there,
That's the thing, man. You got to think, like, if you've got a disease in an American prison, man, you better suck it up, because half the time they're just thinking you're out for meds.
Oh yeah.
Now you're fine. But I'm unwell. Now you're fine.
Yeah, so it's pointless anyway. Though, what's the point of taking a couple of meds? It's not going to get you high. I want to take I want to save them up for like a good month or something to get high once.
I do watch a good an ex-con YouTuber, funny enough.
Oh, you mentioned it. Yeah.
Like, he goes on. He talks about like what it's like in prison and all that. And like you got to give your paperwork, man, and you got to, if you, as long as you've got nothing there, like, what do they call them, chomos, like child molesters.
Chomos?
They call them chomos, yeah.
Never heard that one before.
So they call them in prison.
Fair enough.
Chomos, man. If you've literally tried to white out, like, use a bit of Tipex on any of your paperwork.
Yeah.
They literally exactly go, right, man, they take your paperwork, they pull it into the public register and pull it up, man. If you've got anything on there with paedophilia, man's like, you need to find the new cell or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Leave.
I doubt that they'd even freaking go so far as to check the public thing. They'd probably just... Oh, that's a white then at least. They want to be sure first.
One of the first things they'll do is like, here's my paperwork, this is why I'm in here, where's yours?
Yeah.
And if you've got anything of it to say, then here's my paperwork, you're in trouble.
Then they're straight away
like,
suspicious.
Oh yeah, nah.
That's good. I love the fact that at least they're now using, even the prisoners are now using the internet to make sure that they're abusing and bullying the right person.
Oh yeah, man.
Technology I can get behind that.
I think they should get a reduced sentence for beating up a pedo.
Reduced sentence, yes. Yeah.
You beat him to death, man. I'll take 10 years off your fucking sentence. Just don't reoffend.
Oh, you'll like this one. I know you'll like this one. I saw a thing from a plus-size influencer. Using plus-size, I'm being slightly politically correct. Fat would be another word.
I'm fat. I know this, I can say it, fat.
To be fair, I don't think I am now, but I know at one point I was technically morbidly obese. You're probably technically, well, not, this is different, obese and then morbidly obese, so you're probably classed as obese.
Oh, I'm fat, I don't know that much, yeah.
But it's like stupid, like, as soon as you've got slightly...
whale size?
Yeah, morbidly obese is more, but obese is like, I think that's the right word, where you just, like, so many people
obese
are probably...
Obese is being grossly overweight than you should be, like...
Not grossly, it's literally...
You're still considerably overweight.
But I remember looking at like so many people technically classed as obese, like because it's very, it's quite, it's a lot less than you'd think.
I like cake, man. I can say I'm fat, so therefore they are fat. So yes, a fat influencer.
Yeah. She was basically having a bitch on TikTok and all that.
Oh, here we go.
And it's like picked up a bit of steam like these things do sometimes. So hence why like I saw it.
Shouldn't be an influencer, man.
Shouldn't saying that all plus size people should be given additional seats for free on a plane.
No.
Like it's not their fault, you know. Like
put down the fork, man. Lock the fridge.
Yeah, like it's not like everyone else should have to
buy a salad.
Deal with it. Like
I need to do the same. I need to buy a salad, man.
I grew up a chubby man, so we can say it. My mum grew up chubby. She's not that big now, but she was a big lady. We were both allowed to say it.
Yeah, well, my mum was quite a large lady in her younger days, man. She's dropped it all now, obviously, in her old age and gastric band and all that.
I've been with someone that was quite chubby, but that might have been because she was pregnant.
Doesn't count. Eating a child doesn't count.
Eating a child might do.
Couldn't eat a whole one.
No, I couldn't say.
But, no, do you know what, man? I get it, you know, if you're happy with the size you are,
that's fine, yeah, do what you want.
All that empowerment and all that, but...
I'm not going to pretend it's healthy, though.
I'm not going to lie to them and say, like, being fat... You shouldn't encourage people to be fat.
Yeah, that's the thing. You shouldn't encourage them, but at the same time, don't hate on them for it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
but somebody being stupid like that and wanting, like,
yeah,
you know,
I should have another seat because I'm fat. Like, no, just fucking wait and pay for a second seat.
If you care that much about your comfort on a plane, then that's what you should do.
If one of you arse cheeks take up one seat in the plane, then you got a problem. That's your problem, man.
Yeah. But it's so self-entitled, ain't it? Expecting everyone, like the airport should have to lose out on two extra tickets, you know, money they could make just because you're big.
No, is there a weight limit on people?
I think they don't for the chairs.
They have it for bags, so I'll have a fucking bag of flesh.
Oh, I see.
We got a weight limit on any bags you can take. There's one a bag of flesh, like, you know, this fat prick.
I'm pretty sure that a lot of the time the one thing that they can do, you know, in all fairness, is just buy first class tickets, and then they've got a lot more space. And recliner things. Huh?
Would fit in the first class ticket seat.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're the same kind of size. Do they fit in these seats?
I don't know, man.
She was saying she just wants more space.
I've only flown economy class, man. I ain't never flown first class. I don't know these things, man.
No, I never have. I've just seen things.
You know, I swear to God, like when we went to the Canary Islands a couple of years, well,
Dog Island.
Back, man.
Went to Dog Island.
I think it was Dog Island.
Yeah.
It was the Devil one. I can't remember.
Yeah, what?
But the island we went to, man, we flew with Monarch before they went under.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, man, the plane we took the way back, I've never seen such a thing. Like, you know, like the seats were so basic. Like, you know, we're talking like just enough padding to class as a seat.
Yeah, more like a bus seat.
Yeah, it was just like a bus seat, man, like a racing car seat. Like, you know, just minimalistic, just enough to basically as little weight as possible.
I could say a racing car seat's quite nice normally.
Well, this one wasn't, man.
Okay, yeah. A shit racing car.
It was so bad that there weren't even any screens in the back of the chairs or anything like that, man. Literally.
That's quite a,
we were lucky at the time because we had the wee man with us. And I bought like...
so it's quite... I thought you meant when he was young.
Oh, it was quite some time ago when we went to Canary, like he was about less than a year old, like.
Yeah, but I thought you meant when you was young.
Oh, no, I was younger, but... No.
Yeah, but not like, you know...
No, not when I was young, like when the wee man was young, like... And, yeah, man, I was really grateful that I paid for fucking... You know, you can buy series on YouTube.
Yeah.
Bought a series of Paw Patrol. Absolutely unwatchable. Because it turns out the Americans and the European versions have different voice actors.
Oh, okay.
Simply could not watch the American ones, man.
Oh, it's another one you're like, and this kind of stuff. We like talking about all the politics and all that. It's weird. We're very talk about very mature things, considering we're two very immature people. One very immature person and one, I don't know, I wouldn't say you're immature.
I've been an old man since I was born, man, I swear to God.
You're an old man. Immature old man, because old men should be more mature.
No. Getting old is mandatory, growing up is optional.
That's very true. That is very true. But I think everyone grows up to a point, it's just everyone grows up in different ways.
That's the difference between girls and boys, man. Like, we can... The ladies, man, they fucking... oh my God, Catherine's a bitch, and they fucking... That's it, man. She's kicked out of the group entirely. Men, we can say the horriblest things to each other and still be friends the next day.
No, apparently not. A lot of guys are bitter as well. Bitches. The OAPs, for example.
Yeah, but they're close to death, man. They can be...
No, not the old people. I'm talking about the old angry promoters. OAPs, yeah. Anyway.
No comment.
There was something here that I'm sure you'll be very into, and you'll emphasise with these girls, as you were just mentioning a moment ago.
Lay it on me.
A teacher was forced to apologise to the school and all that stuff after the girls at a girls' school were offended when she walked in the morning and said, "Good morning, girls."
What?
That's it.
What?
At the end. In a girls' school, you know.
An all-girls school.
Yeah.
The girls got offended when their teacher walked in and said, "Good morning, girls." Get the fuck out. No.
I mean, realistically...
This is in England?
No, this wasn't in England.
Was this in America?
I think it was America.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. That's fucking stupid. Like, this whole gender crisis we're bobbing needs to come to an end, man. Do you know what? We need war. It'd fucking toughen them up, man.
I don't think it would, though, man. I mean, we've got a war right now.
Well, who's going to think, ain't no one going to think, I'm going to shoot them there, I'm going to shoot him and her.
I'm going to shoot whoever that person is right there.
At the end of the day, man, when they fucking dig up your body in 20, 30 years' time, man, they can look at the skull and go, "Oh, this is a male."
Well, probably not. Well, actually, no, they could. To be fair, if there was only a skeleton left, they could look at it and deduce what was more. What was a man and a woman? You could.
This whole fucking thing aggravates me so much. Because
the thing is, I know as well. You have the same opinion as me. It's like the people can do what they want. Like everyone can do what they want.
No, they can do what they want. Yeah. But they can't. As long as you're of age. Do it to children.
Yeah, as long as you're of age.
Yeah, because I think
child abuse.
If I found out, for example, like the wee man school was talking about this whole gender fucking fluidity bollocks, man, I'd be straight there in my trice, man.
Yeah, trust. I wouldn't be happy with it either.
None of this, man. You don't teach this bullshit to children.
Yeah. It's absolutely fine.
Adult politics.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine them seeing the stuff online. Because always going to do your competition.
I don't want it in my office workspace either. It's like, if that becomes a mandatory thing, man, I'm going to probably be the one to speak out and go, it's against my beliefs.
Realistically, this is the thing that I think a lot of people forget as well when they come to like being afraid of annoying people or whatever, I think a lot of people forget that your opinion is just as important as anyone else's opinion. Everyone's opinion is just as valid as everyone else's.
Oh, yeah.
So it's fine to not be completely fine with it all.
When it comes to this whole gender identity thing, I don't see it as a fact or anything like that. I see it as a belief.
It is.
As much as a belief in God is.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
So you could say, well, gender crisis atheist,
But at the same time, I don't think you'd hate on somebody just because they were trans. I
respect them for being trans and all that. I wouldn't say I'm transphobic because I'm not afraid of it. I'm just not.
It's a weird word for that because
I never liked the term homophobic.
Yeah, it sounds weird.
It's like, well, I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah.
I'm just not into that.
It's not me.
Yeah, do you know what you mean? If you think, I think the whole gay thing's great. It lowers the population. People are happy. They're doing what they want to do.
Less penises taking the holes that we want.
At the end of the day, how? Let's put the best way to put it. What does it have to do with Invisible Man in the Sky? What people do in their bedroom?
A lot about it.
Nobody's fucking business.
Nope.
If he's watching, man, pervert.
I still do think if there's any truth behind it, or it's like interdimensional aliens would be the only thing that would make sense, really.
Ultimately, yeah, I'm all for it, man. Do what you want to do, but just don't influence kids.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That's my issue, man.
Because it's a secondary school.
These influencers, man, going, filling these kids' heads with this nonsense. Like, you shouldn't subject kids to this.
Yeah, they shouldn't be like have it put in their head young. It's always going to be now anyway. It's kind of gone past that now, because he might walk. But then the parents seeing like a 10-year-old saying this stuff and they think they know enough to then start pumping this stuff in and doing it.
If my wee man came out with someone like that, shut the fuck up, man. You know what you're talking about. Too young.
Well, no, I wouldn't go like that. I don't know if I'd overly like. I'd just, to be fair, I'd say something like, "Oh, that's."
I'd have the conversation, the debate about it, but I'd try and get across to them as well. Look, mate, you're too young to be thinking about this stuff.
Think what you think, but it's like you don't really. It doesn't matter at the moment. I also think as well, like when we were growing up, it was very much a case of there's all different types of girls, all different types of guys. This only works if you agree with the social constructs of nowadays, which means. With the social construct, which means a girl can only be this feminine, wearing dresses, wearing skirts, all this. A guy can only be this toxic, masculine thing.
No, we had tomboys.
That's what I'm saying.
Feminine men.
That's what I'm saying. Back then, it was more of a thing. And nowadays, apparently, a girl can only mean one specific thing, so they have to have operations to not be that. But it's like, you can be whatever. We're also supposed to be at a point where we tell everyone to be themselves and that, so why is part of being yourself changing part of you?
Why does
just be what you are?
Also subject other people to having to follow your thoughts.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, do it if you want to do it.
Like correctness and thought control. Yeah. Isn't that wonderful?
Because I obviously believe in fine with body. What do you call it? Like body manipulation or like tattoos, piercings, all that.
Oh, body modification.
Body modification. That's it. I just see it as that. Do your thing if you want to do that.
I get that body dysmorphia is a thing, but.
I don't know for sure.
It's a mental illness.
Yeah. Well, it would have to be because it is literally.
There's some people literally they look at their arm and go, "This is not my arm," and they try and get it amputated. That's a sickness.
Very much. Very much.
These people are going. I feel it's horrible to say. Like you see some trans people, they go for all the efforts of the change.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't help them at all.
It doesn't help them, and they end up killing themselves.
Yeah, there's no difference in when you look at all the trans people, all in all, whether they're post-op or pre-op. If you look at how many kill themselves, how many of them commit suicide, it doesn't change whether they've had the operation or not. So that literally shows that the operation doesn't change anything.
Here's my question, man. This is a bit of a heavy question.
Oh, okay. Hit me.
It's a really heavy question.
So what we do on this podcast?
It's one of the questions I'd like to ask anyone who goes, "Oh yeah, I'm all fine with trans and all that." Like, would you fuck one? If you're so pro,
yeah,
would you fuck one?
Well,
if your answer is anything but yes, then
well,
how can you be true to say you are comfortable with that?
So what kind of one would we be on about, or is it just I suppose trans can encompass all of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, doesn't matter. So, for example, this question, if I'm asking them the bloke, it'd be a man to woman. So she used to be a guy, now she's now a woman. Would you fuck one?
Wait, so it's a guy but it's the person is a man who is now a woman? No. I mean, no, anyway, really, because that doesn't make you transphobic though at all.
Well,
because
that's the problem. Like, can you truly say that you are truly supporting their case?
Yeah.
These people who go absolutely out for them, and really kind of parade and power through for them. Can they truly say that they are 100% on their side, on the side, and comfortable with the whole idea? They can't say that they would fuck one of them.
You're not behind it unless you're willing to actually be behind it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I
don't think it works though. Bear in mind gay people.
It's a tough question. Well, that's the problem. The whole LGBT community thing, the trans people kind of fuck that up a bit. And the gender fluidity people as well.
Yeah, because that goes against this as well.
I remember seeing someone saying that they're a gender fluid person, a gay gender fluid person. It's like, well, you've just gendered yourself.
Yeah. That's
by
the thing.
admitting you are gay.
Yeah.
And you can clearly see it's a dude. You just gendered yourself.
Yeah, gay can mean man on man or woman on woman. It's the same thing. The same word can be used, but either way, it's one sex with the same sex.
Well, yeah, so if they're interested in men, and you just said you're gay, you just called yourself a man. Yeah,
or you called yourself asex either way.
So, once again, it's hypocritical. That's why I hate the whole subject, because it drives me barmy.
It's endlessly contradictive.
I'm not trying to shit on someone's parade.
I think that's what
humans should be happy.
We get bothered by the contradictive politics of it all.
What I get, the thing I hate about it is when it's shoved down my throat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have to think this way.
It's the politics of it all.
No,
but
fucking don't.
Yeah.
I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me.
I respect you as long as you don't
as long as you don't be a dick to me. But the minute you
give me a reason to disrespect
tell me how to think, that's when I got a problem.
Sorry, dude.
Should fucking be done. Dickhead. You know what?
No, straight up there, man. I think that's how everyone should be.
I hate that, the whole don't assume my gender. It's like, oh, excuse me. If I saw a woman, well, she had the biggest tits on the planet, but she got a beard, man. I'm thinking she's a man.
I've said that so many times, like myself, don't know, when somebody says something and I got no come back to them, don't assume my gender. Or something like that, you know.
Don't assume I care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't just assume that, you be happy, you be you. But don't tell me how to live my life. I won't tell you to live yours. You know, you want to change who you are, man, that's fine. Be yourself. Yeah, if that makes you happy, I really hope it does. You know, I hope that it's not one of these poor bastards who go through it all and tighten themselves anyway. By all means, I hope it works for you. But for the love of God, don't tell the rest of the world how to think. Don't be offended over every little bits and pieces. If anything, if you're going to go for that change, you've got to develop the thickest skin you can.
You really do, to be fair, yeah. It's like being a comic.
Because there are going to be people who are going to fucking say shit. Like, ugh.
I don't think the general person is, though, that bad. Like, you know, it's only a lot of the anger just comes from the way certain people portray it. And that's a very small amount. None of the trans people I've ever met act like that at all. They've all been very lovely.
It's like that weird scenario you hear about. It's like a dude shacks up with a chick in a nightclub. It turns out chick's a dude.
Yeah.
And he finds out the hard way, literally. You know, surprise.
Is that not sexual assault, really, though? You're getting into a sexual relationship with someone under false pretenses. If you was a guy pretending to be a girl, like legitimately a guy pretending to be a girl, doing all this stuff with a girl that she thinks she's with another lesbian, then all of a sudden he started banging her and she was like, oh, that's a very realistic dildo. It's like, oh my god! That would probably be sexual abuse or, you know, sexual assault, sorry.
It's like they'd be like ghosting, just on a whole different level. Not like ghosting, what do they call it now? Stealthing.
Stealthing?
Yeah, a whole new case of stealthing that day.
What's that again?
It's when you remove the condom during sex without telling the other person.
There you go.
Without telling the female partner.
That probably would get classed as sexual assault. Like, if you don't tell someone you've got an STD and you knowingly have sex with them
that
without
is
condom.
technically classed as assault,
That's assault, yeah.
That's messed up, bro. Who would do that?
Some people would, definitely. I've had one person that knew. Did she know? I can't remember if she knew now. I think she said she didn't know, but I reckon she knew the whole time. She was just a dirty bitch. What can I say? Some people just look at Katie and they're like, I just need to have someone that's on top of me.
There are a small community of people out there who get off on the idea of being riddled.
Riddled?
Or being affected by something.
Oh.
Like parasites and stuff like that.
Whoa.
And they also get off on the idea of passing them on as well.
Oh god, okay.
Yeah, I have heard there is a small community out there.
To that, man, as we've said many times, if you can think of it, there's somebody out there that gets turned on by it.
If you think of it, there's a kink of it.
Yeah, hey, I like that, that's good. If you think of it, there's a kink of it, that's good. I'm going to use that.
Mashed up, man. Fucking, yeah, so that's why, ultimately, yeah, so there's a thought of the day. Be happy, be who you want to be. Just
and
keep it to yourself.
Thank God we don't live in China. You know, recently they've discovered a Chinese police force and a full station as well in America. Basically, it was arresting people living in America, the Chinese people, you know, that are in America in the area and stuff, for committing crimes dubbed by Chinese law.
That's illegal.
Yeah, it's very illegal. Yeah. But that's been happening now.
And I guess the Americans have shut it down.
I assume so. I didn't see anything more of it since, and I didn't just notice it.
Imagine there'd be flags everywhere, man. This is America.
America. You might be able to find out what the outcome was on Google if you have a look, because I don't actually know.
We'll shut it down in quick time, man.
Yeah.
America, fucking hell, man. It's like when fucking people trying to get Sharia law over here.
Yeah.
Like, why would you leave a country that's so fucked up by your own law? You know, your own way of life is being threatened. You seek somewhere else for a better life, and then try and bring the same laws into play here.
I don't think it's technically the laws though, because a lot of the laws did follow their actual what they believe in the religion.
Oh yeah, but no.
So
it's like fucking bringing back the old days where.
Depends what point, yeah. Where you get arrested for taking a hijab off, the scarf. There's a woman who recently got arrested for that in
Well, technically it is. It is a technical form of assault, but then.
They're then taking their own one off and saying.
Oh.
Yeah. They can't be out in public, like, you know, like showing off their skin and that kind of thing.
Actually, wasn't it France who banned the hijab?
I think they did. Yeah.
They banned it because it was dangerous, considered dangerous for driving.
Yeah.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. It's true. Like, it is dangerous. The periphery, your peripheral.
Yeah, I mean, I've walked balaclava in the snow before. I know exactly what it's like. Not trying to be funny or anything like that, but yeah, it really does. No, it's true.
It sounds like an insult, but it's true.
I used to cycle to work, man, and in the winter months, man, I used to wear a very, well, to be honest, I look like an absolute nutter when riding my bike.
They're quite common now,
I had a balaclava with like a kind of, I think it was from the game Call of Duty Ghosts.
Oh, really?
So he had a spray paint skull on it.
Oh, I've seen that one,
Like an absolute maniacal bastard.
That's quite cool, though.
Yeah, see me fucking riding a bike at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would look like absolute murder.
3 in the morning, yeah. What, when you go into the gym, or?
Nah, warehouse.
Oh, okay.
So I had to cycle, about, I think it was like an hour cycle to work.
Wow, that's great, though.
Yeah, so you saw me at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, like, oh my god, who is this?
I want to start going to the gym again up by the one up there, the Weechief one. I've been joined it for 2 months and I haven't gone still. You just make me think of it.
I need to go back to it, to be honest, man. I'm trying. That's why I've started working out at home again, trying to get into a form of fitness and then go back, because I've let it go. I've let myself go of it. And that's why I like to say fat, because I am fat. Fuck you, fat and throw such a fat. Get over it. Eat salad.
Anyone's allowed to say the word fat to if you've been fat, you've had any fat on you. I mean, the only people that shouldn't be allowed to talk about being fat or unhealthy
I am fat, so therefore I can fat shame.
Yeah.
Do you know what, man?
It's not even fat shaming.
Have you ever heard? There's a YouTuber, man. I hate him. He's called Nick Cardo Avocado. And he does these things called mukbangs, where they basically chat shit and eat tons of food, man. It's gross.
What, like loads of food?
An ungodly amount of food, man.
Okay.
Like a disgusting amount of food.
How do they manage it? Because
basically, he used to be a thin vegan kid.
Oh, right, okay.
And over the years, man, he is blown up to the point where he has to use a respirator to sleep at night, kind of thing. Cause
I think I might have seen that.
I mean, he's
unhealthy.
Piss ripped out of him all the time, man.
Probably doesn't read a lot of it.
I commented.
Is he a big YouTuber now then?
Well, he's got fat. People basically just tune in to see the fucking crazy fat dude.
Yeah, he knows what that. Well, he might not know.
He just screams and has a tantrum and cries all the time, and people fucking just tune in to see the madness.
I see. Was he a gamer as well?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Surely he must have. If he's a big guy, in that case, he must have a game.
If you ever look him up, man, all he does in his videos is eat and talk and eat with other fat people.
I have seen something about, because there's this little like YouTube documentary channel.
I'd love to see. I'd love to see him turn his life around and go the other way.
Yeah.
Instead of like mukbang, man, a fucking workout session.
Oh yeah. That'd be a great way to change the channel. To be fair, though, people would follow that.
It's transformation, man. Like control himself. Because remember his fucking. I think his partner turned around and called him fat, man, and the look of him on his face looked like he just shat in his dessert.
So realistically, the partner's the one that should be able to tell you that.
His partner's fat as well, though.
Yeah. Well, I guess a bit. Was it the old phrase?
Corn the kettle black.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds kind of racist as well, actually, now I think about it.
Oh. That's like saying our black sheep's racist.
I mean, it's not, but it is funny. That's the one I find so funny about. Out of anything they could get rid of because of, racist undertones or whatever they want to say, you pick that, a nursery rhyme. But I'd never, ever, once in my life, thought about that song and thought racist. Ever.
I just thought literally because you can get black sheep, that's... The person wanted black wool.
Yeah.
And I suppose, in a Gothic stage, I probably would have wanted black wool.
Yeah. And to be fair, I was thinking it was something to do with like the whole cotton picking thing, but you don't get cotton from a sheep, obviously, you get fucking wool. So no, it's not that.
I think it's like a yes sir, 3 bags full.
Oh, I see.
One for the master.
Yeah, but that
one for the dame and one for the little boy who lives down the lane.
I suppose it does sound a bit like... It could be a butler as well.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it could be like,
Could be a butler.
Ye old province kind of farmer. Like, oh, yes, sir, I've got 3 bags full ready to go out.
And for the master, it might be a boy who hasn't become 16 yet, because as we know, if you're a boy who hasn't become 16 yet, your letters will be addressed to master. Mine were addressed to masturbates, for example.
And
it's a common thing.
Will never be unfunny.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's... Every fucking nursery rhyme has, like, really kind of dark connotations, and you look into it further.
Yeah.
There was another actual, like, influencer, YouTube kind of person who used to look into it and talk about it, man. And she ruined all of them for me.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. I wonder what the actual reason was, because there's always some reasons for
obviously,
it.
like, the Ring-a-Rang of Rosies was like the Black Plague.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one before actually.
Full of posies to, obviously because they used to believe smells was the cause of it. A tissue, we all fall down.
Yeah. I assume the what's it called again now? The one about Rockabye Baby in the treetop. It's got to be something to do with a baby dying.
Cut death.
I suppose, yeah. It's about a baby dying in some way.
And then like Humpty Dumpty was about, I think it was about a king falling off his horse.
That sounds right. Makes a lot of
And
sense.
I think the horse stomped on his head. That's why all the king's horsemen, all the king's men couldn't put his head back together again.
Oh, that's great. What a way to go. Imagine that our king fucking gets coronated, was it the 8th, I think it is.
Oh yeah, next Monday.
Like that. Yeah, it's a weekend,
Next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday, yeah.
Imagine you just get shot on telly. Amazing.
Like that, he gets booked up out of his carriage and then the horse stamps on his head.
Oh,
That's what I was saying. Imagine that.
TV, fuck me. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I've been on Reddit recently, and there is a lot of snuff on there.
Oh, it's Reddit, of course.
Absolutely filled with it, man.
Yeah,
and I've
yeah.
seen some, I've seen some shit, man. I mean, my God.
You mean as in like hate towards the king?
No. I've seen some people die horribly.
Oh, okay, you're going that way with it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's really bad stuff. Like some stuff to do with Ukraine as well. Like I've seen I think a Russian soldier hiding in a trench. He gets blown to bits.
Well, I suppose Ukraine and Russia, anywhere to be fair, if you've got internet, you can get into the normal, even if it's banned in those countries, you get VPNs and shit, so they can get to
like
it.
Horrible traffic accidents, man.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one video.
Is it like quite buried away in Reddit, I'm guessing, though?
Oh no, very easy to find.
That's weird.
You just type in r/NSFW, not safe for work.
Oh, so yeah.
And one of the first pages you'll find is the snuff videos.
That's so weird.
And one of the worst ones I think I saw. Oh god, there's so many. So yeah, if you want to really kind of keep yourself up at night, it's a great way to do it.
Oh, I can't look at that stuff now.
I think one dude, I think it was like he crashed, like his bike, he lost control of his bike and he crashed into the front of a lorry, and you just see this corpse just hanging out the front of it, man. Like, oh god, man, Jesus Christ.
I remember whenever we was at like a party at like Dan's or something, that's all he would have on like the computer downstairs, just random, like, what was it back then? I think rotten.com?
It was rotten.com, and there used to be a...
Live Leak was that one as well.
Oh, it was the Young Man's News Crew. YMNC.
Oh.
It used to be a really bad one. You used to get like all the stabbings and all that one.
Yeah. I remember the ones I was seeing, like random stuff, like a guy getting shot in the face with a shotgun and surviving, but his face was just like gone.
I've seen a dude literally blow his own fucking face off, man.
Yeah.
Fucking turn his face into flaps.
Yeah, this guy I'm on about was literally like there was nothing resembling the face. I think there was like some mustache hair over here I remember seeing.
Oh, this dude like literally took out like the centre part of his face and like the thing just did that, man. I was like, oh my god.
I can't watch that shit, man. When I was younger, I used to be great and like I could turn my empathy off. I probably didn't have any, very little anyway. And then suddenly, like at a certain point, I don't know if I had kids working at financial difficulties, something. I developed too much empathy, and I just can't look at that shit anymore, man. Or I just think it just remind me that the morality of life, and I try to ignore that as much as possible.
Well, I think for me, I look at it and go, well, it could be worse.
That's yeah.
Like that.
That's how I feel about true crime stories. If you're ever feeling down, listen to a true crime story and it'll make you feel better about your situation.
I've started really resenting human beings for is the fact that when someone's like, someone dying horribly, like they're lying on the floor bleeding out, instead of calling an ambulance, they just pull their phone out and start recording. Like, what makes you think that's a good idea? Like, oh, you know what? Gotta get this on camera. Gotta show me mates later. You're a fucking arsehole.
You say that, but how else would you be able to see these videos on Reddit, these pictures on Reddit, if someone didn't do that?
Fucking arsehole with his phone out.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying, oh yeah, that's great. I love this. I don't love the content, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I should really unsubscribe, man.
Well, it's a kind of
fucked up things.
It's like car crash content, and you don't want to look.
You can't help yourself.
You can't help yourself, yeah. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, tell you what, want to pull something up?
Not really.
Sure.
There's another little thing here that I thought you might find interesting. It's the same kind of line, you know, like about political, like people bitching about stupid things. In the wrestling, there's been one. One girl, Britt Baker, she had a fight with some of the other girls in AEW, and basically they gave her a black eye.
Oh dear.
And the funny thing that they did was to make it into a thing, you know, like you should do in wrestling. They took a photo that was put online. That she took a selfie of her with a black eye, you know, and they put it on T-shirts basically, and made T-shirts of it. But now the fans, or not all the fans, some fans are ridiculously saying that it's terrible because this is just what would be the word? Glorifying domestic abuse. Because a female combat athlete could only ever get a black eye if her husband did it or her boyfriend did it. That to me is more sexist than anything else.
I really wish I didn't start looking.
Oh God, get out of there.
I need to.
There's been some more stuff come out about 9/11, weirdly.
Fucking hell.
Mm.
When was that? 2001, was it?
2001, yeah, so what, 22 years ago now? What kind of time does stuff start coming out though, you know?
No, I'm turning this off, man, Jesus Christ. No, I'll just send things I didn't want to see.
The 9/11 hijackers and had met... Well, sorry, the 9/11 hijackers, there was something to do with one of their people, with the Al-Qaeda people, were in this restaurant in California, I think it was. Not sure, California, somewhere in America.
Lovely.
And two CIA agents were also there, apparently pure coincidence. But the FBI basically were doing something with these Al-Qaeda people, following them, or something they were planning to like go and, you know, get them or something. Whatever they were planning though, they got contacted by the CIA and told, you know, stop what you're doing, stand down, that guys are there, they know what they're doing or something. Very, you know, like, stop.
They got told basically you want to fuck something up and you stand down.
Yeah. So basically, then after those people, you know, they already knew the people and stuff. They were well aware of who the people were, the hijackers of 9/11. They knew them fully and let them get on the planes and stuff. So just another part of the thing that explains how they were able, why they knew about them and all the stuff, but they were still able to just go off and freely do it with just a couple of box cutters, you know.
I still find it hilarious, man, that someone managed to take over a plane with a box cutter.
But do you know as well, though, that Al-Qaeda...
You could kick the shit out of
someone
with
a box
cutter.
I know.
If I was at the plane and someone goes, I'm taking over this plane, I sit still, I got a box cutter. But you know what, man, I'm going to throw my tablet at you. I'll beat you to death with a fucking Galaxy tablet. Come here.
Especially if you think you're going to die anyway.
No, trust me. If we go down crashing, I'm going to fucking get a couple of cuts, man. I'm going to headbutt this dude to oblivion.
I mean, obviously one of the planes did do exactly that, though. They just didn't have enough petrol to get back. Hence why they crashed in the ocean.
I find that really fucking hard to believe. Like, how do they not have enough petrol?
Because they were up there for so long once they were originally hijacked. They tried to get them all so they had hit at the same time. Because it was pretty much like that, remember, like the Pentagon, because it was the two in the Twin Towers and then the Pentagon got hit all around the same time. So it's interesting to wonder where the fourth one would have gone. I bet they know.
The White House, probably.
Possibly. I mean, it's surprising that would be one of your main fucking...
Well, then again, the Twin Towers in New York, man, so... Is it?
Pentagon is in New York, though. I don't think it's in Pentagon, Washington, so that's near the White House.
Washington DC, yeah.
I don't know, but I don't think it's New York anyway. Pretty sure about that.
Towers are in New York.
Yeah, the towers in New York, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make this point again, but hit 2 towers and 3 went down somehow, but you know, okay. You're conspiracy theorist if you say that.
I mean, what's the best way to make the people get behind you justification?
I bet that was going to hit Tower 7, you know.
Probably.
Bet ya.
That's probably why when it exploded, because the tower
yeah.
hit, they're like, oh shit.
Do it anyway.
Blow it up anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the...
I still think, man, it is a bit dodgy, you know, how that happened, because...
Yeah, man, totally.
Considering what the construction of those towers was sound.
And did you know...
It burnt out from the top down, probably, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, the archaeology? The archaeology of the... no.
Not archaeology, but the... I know you've said archaeology, I can't fucking think now.
It's that thing, isn't it? You have like architecture, yeah. So the architecture of it, yeah, it was, like far. It shouldn't have. No architect has been able to figure out how it apparently went down. Like, it doesn't make sense to any of them.
No.
And the main guild didn't even know about the Tower 7, and that's even crazier, that one. But, like, did you, about this though, like the whole Al Qaeda thing here? Like, Al Qaeda are the ones that did the attack, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they claim to. But Al Qaeda and this whole CIA thing, Al Qaeda were originally created by the CIA.
Yeah, they were trained and funded by them.
Trained, funded, and
given weapons. And
yeah. It was for I can't remember what it was for. Was it like the Gulf War or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, one of the conflict.
There's been a few times where we've been selling weapons to some fucking Eastern countries as well.
We always do, totally. We all do.
Yeah, so we're just as fucking bad.
Yeah, which is why it's hilarious. Like, that's all of us are. They keep saying they're giving weapons and giving aid to Ukraine. They're not. They're loaning it to them. They know they won't be able to pay it back, which means they're in their pocket then.
Yep, so what, you owe us this much money?
Yeah, you will never be able to pay it back. Welcome to NATO, you're never leaving.
It's like a Hotel California, you can stay as long as you like, you'll never leave.
Like, that's literally, they've got that now, like, Ukraine, even if they suddenly decided tomorrow they wanted to leave and go to Russia, or back out of NATO completely. Once Russia's smashed, and then they were like, okay, you know what, NATO, actually, thanks for your help, but screw it. We're okay, we'll go back to what we're doing before.
We're going to side with Russia.
Or even Russia's gone at that point, like, we're going to chill on our own. It's like, well, you owe us all this money, so you either pay it all back right now, or you've got to stick with us. Like, we can't pay it back. I guess you're stuck.
You remember all that cobalt you're currently mining? Yeah, we want some of that.
I did see about the cobalt. I can't remember what that was exactly now. I did see something about that.
Cobalt mines.
Was it in Ukraine? Was that what they make lithium from? Because I know there was a lot of lithium deposits over there, which is what arguably the Americans and that really want with the land over there. I know that's what I know that was part of what Russia wanted with the land itself, because it was a proxy war. Is that what they call it when it's for a particular thing?
What we did for oil.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, exactly. Like, whatever reason you want to give it, but it's for the oil, it's for this natural reserve. Like, you can that's going to be one of the main reasons why we go to space in the long run. It would be to try and get some of the stuff that's naturally around space. Like, you got fucking balls of gold flying around, So I would do.
Well, partly you can use cobalt to make airbags in automobiles.
Oh, okay. It's random.
Yeah, it's used for batteries though.
Yeah.
So you can make lithium batteries out of cobalt.
Obviously, the electric cars and all that, how it's going to go. It makes sense. That's the new petrol, essentially.
All the dinosaur liquids dried up.
You thought about the Dalai Lama, didn't you, as well?
The Dalai Lama and his tongue sucking incident.
Yeah, that's so random. Apparently, though, I was listening to, I think it was Joe Rogan. It might have been a completely different podcast, I can't remember, talking about trying to figure out some reasons behind it. Like, one guy was saying apparently in Tibet, I think it is, sticking your tongue out is like seen as a hello kind of thing. It's like polite, because apparently there used to be a king back in the day that was very liked, but he had a black tongue for some reason, and his thing used to be that he would go out and stick his tongue out to show, and I think just from that it became a thing that the peasants did, etc. A lot of things have gone like that, like
it wouldn't surprise me, but the whole sucking his tongue thing.
Sucking the tongue, God knows where that comes from then. Like that.
Just go and show that paedophilia is in all religion.
Trust man, like
the Muslims, the Christians, the Catholics.
Dalai Lama though, do you know how they go about how they get picked? How that works?
No, how do they select the Dalai Lama?
When one dies, basically, they then have like a, what would you call it, like a bunch of top lamanans, whatever you want to call them.
A lama.
Yeah, them. They have a look through, see what the spirits are telling them, and whatever bullshit they call it is telling them, and they go off searching for a child is the reincarnation of the Dalai Lama. And literally they just find a child that they believe is the reincarnation for whatever reason, put him in the palace, and then he is like that's his job then, his whole life.
Just to be the Dalai Lama.
Mm-hmm. So you can imagine he's probably a bit screwed. I mean, look at Michael Jackson. He was one thing from a kid in his whole life. Look how messed up he was. Funny enough, got in trouble for probably also sucking kids' tongues. Be a big part of it.
I don't know, but I think a lot of the stuff, I reckon Michael didn't do it.
Really? Really? Oh God. I was wondering what that look was then when I said that. Like, it's like he disagreed with something.
There's a lot of things just kind of came out after, like, we kind of started putting things into question, right? Because the biggest mistake Michael ever did was when his first case came up was the payout. He was told by his law people, because I think he was going on tour, something like that, was just put in, the lawsuit was putting a halt on it.
The old one, was it?
His first
the original one, yeah.
His biggest mistake was to pay out.
I think it's probably his biggest mistake was the raping the children, but...
Man, supposedly, like, one of the kids came back afterwards and said, yeah, Michael didn't do nothing. I was coached by my dad to what to say in court and all that.
There's going to be some of that as well, though.
There's going to be a lot of that, but
yeah,
it kind of makes you wonder, like, how much of that?
Knowing
that the geezer's a bit of a weirdo, he's a bit of a freak, bit of a weirdo. How easy it would be to say that.
Sure, I mean, that kind of thing does happen with time. There isn't any real proof.
No, there's no evidence, it's just hearsay.
Yeah. The stuff that some of the people say, though.
Did he actually rape any kids, though?
We don't know. He never got done for it, did he?
No one ever said, like, what he said he...
People have said that.
They said that they've seen him naked. Because one of the kids was apparently told to go while he's taking the shower or something, go and have a look.
Yeah.
Get into the room with him.
He would have, like, Vaseline everywhere every room would have Vaseline in it when he was with the kids.
Would he want Vaseline everywhere?
That's what they do in America, though, and it's part of, because they have no foreskins. Vaseline's like how they used to do a lot of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
That seems a bit weird, like no
lotion, whatever,
but I don't know, it just all seems too convenient.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the people that have come out, like people that work there, a lot of the testimonials I listen to more, people that were at Neverland and saw the stuff. And basically they all saw some stuff, and there was some really, like, if it's true, then you can't deny it kind of stories, But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I know what you mean.
People trying to get a payout.
Yeah.
It's like, I got a story about Michael the Freak.
Yeah. That's the thing. You can never know.
Yeah, you would never know truly. The only people who truly know is the victims, the actual victims, and Michael himself.
But they are, there are some of them around. I mean, you listen to them, and I very much, as you know, the opinion you shouldn't just believe all victims. That's ridiculous.
No, well, of course not, mate. Because obviously, any woman can cry rape, and that's it. A dude's life's ruined. Regardless if it comes out later that he was innocent, his life is still ruined.
Yeah. Just people saying the stuff, like just having that out there is bad enough. That's why I got so annoyed.
But no, there's reasonable doubt to believe that Mike potentially didn't do it, but once again, you don't know for certain.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting though, because you're saying that, like, I wonder how much actual evidence there is for Jimmy Savile, for example, because he was dead before anything came out, so there was no,
he looked like a paedophile.
To be honest, I think Michael Jackson kind of looks like a paedophile too.
He's just a weirdo, man.
Weirdos are very much of the time.
Well, I think after his plastic surgery, he looked like a fucking absolute weirdo. So he could literally go looking at it, he's a pedo.
Yeah. It would make sense.
It makes sense because he looked like a fucking pedo. But Jimmy, Jesus Christ, Jimmy, man, he's been working in the child industry for years, man.
Jimmy.
Like Drake and Josh.
Oh, Jimmy's.
Like the guy that Drake from Drake and Josh, man. He said that to be a fucking pedo, didn't he?
Yeah. There was something, wasn't there, about what was it? Talking to like underage girls. Because he ain't old anyway.
He's probably about as old as we are.
Well, to be fair, actually, I still think of them as like Drake and Josh as the kids on the show. But I'm thinking about it, I saw how old Josh was, and he looks completely different now.
Probably he dropped all his weight, hasn't
he? Yeah. Muscled over, guy. He's not even just thin. He's like got that muscle too. I would not want to mess with him.
Apparently they fell out big time. Like.
Yeah. I don't even know how much friends they were to begin with.
Well, they were co-stars and they were friends. Like, they hung out a lot.
Enough, anyway, maybe.
But after the show stopped, I think Josh, Drake didn't invite Josh to his wedding.
Dicky. There's probably already been something in the background that we didn't know about, though.
But then, yeah, apparently Josh knew some things, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's probably something to do with that kind of stuff in that case.
I suppose if you knew someone had a secret about it, you wouldn't really want them around you, would you?
Oh, realistically, for something like that, you might want them around you more to make sure they're not going to say anything.
Shut your mouth.
Keep your mouth shut, dude. Or make you eat a lot again.
I'll turn you back into a fat bastard. You'll be the psychic that no one loves.
There was that guy as well, like, that went all through the Nickelodeon programs that is a complete creep and had, like, people around. I don't know if it's ever been done properly for it. I feel like he might have been. But he would, like, try and get some of the younger girls, like, drunk or something and do different things, you know, to create creepy situations where he would touch and whatnot. I feel like his name might have been Dan Snyder. I can't fully remember. But he's, like in most of the classic Nickelodeon, that kind of age, you know, the classic Nickelodeon, like when we was growing up, he would have been behind a lot of the programs, you know. Drake and Josh was one of them, for example.
Oh, so
yeah, loads, so most of them.
It wouldn't surprise me, man. This was fucked up.
Yeah, and realistically, I've always thought this though, like, you got to know a good majority of children entertainers are pedos, because why the hell else would you choose to be around that many children all the time? If you're a parent and you got kids, you understand how fucking annoying they are.
You watch that in fucking 10 years' time, man. Fucking, what is that stupid sign language clown guy?
Sign language clown? You're not on about Tumble?
Yeah,
Mr. Tumble.
Tumble be a pedo next as well.
I mean, it could be, yeah, very much so.
Yes!
He would be another one where you could be like, oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, knew it all along.
And who else would it be? I'm trying to think of, like, that's the thing, I'm thinking of just children's show presenters now. It just feels mean.
Oh, of course, I'm the real people, aren't they? Who you see?
Yeah, but there's got to be some more, I mean, I don't know. There are some real ones that completely went against their stereotypes, like, you know, the Neil Buchanan from Art Attack being in a fucking death metal band now.
Metal band, aren't they?
Yeah. You can go against it.
I remember that dude from fucking Smart TV killed himself.
Smart TV?
Yeah, he used to be that fucking dude who was a small picture. Big picture! He was like basically like another kind of Art Attack kind of thing.
No, I don't know that one.
Oh, yeah, Smart TV, man.
You're not on about, like, How To?
No, not How.
Oh, okay.
How.
Yeah. And then he had How To, didn't know, was that actually the second one, or?
One had a robot in it. That was Havakazoo, never mind.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, Havakazoo, man, Jesus Christ. I don't even remember much about the show, I just remember the fucking, the song at the start of it, man.
I got a lot like that, where I can't find the song, the program or anything, or any copies, but I can find the theme tune, like, there's one I'm trying to remember at the moment. I can't remember what it's called. When it's one of the kids' programs when I'm younger, and it starts with, like, you're looking at a comic book, like a big comic book page, and it's like scanning through them, all the different people.
Smart.
Is that Smart?
That's Smart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got different bits and pieces. Like the weird kind of French moustachy art dude.
Yeah. Oh, he killed himself then.
Oh, no, they want. Oh, do you know what, actually? I'm getting confused now.
I need to check to make sure that's definitely. I'll see what I could do with him off camera in a sec.
I'm going to have a look now.
I'll take another cigarette to go out with as well. We'll have a ciggy in a minute if you want.
I'm thinking of Smart with those three.
Oh, that's not what I'm on about at all.
Oh, I know what you're on about, man. I can't remember what the fuck that show was called.
That's what I'm saying, mate. You need a fucking title. I've tried to search so many different things, you know, to try and find a way to find it. It's really fucking hard. Like, what do you search for, you know, for that? Well, actually, let's finish this up now, because I'm just going to start rolling and then I'll probably forget to do stuff, so,
Yeah, I know what that is. It's Zap.
Zap! That's it!
Zap.
God damn it, let me show the camera. Because I'm... if I forget it, at least look at there now.
Zap.
Zap! That's the bad. That was a great program, that was.
Yeah, that was Zap.
I'm going to have to watch some episodes of that back, you know.
I remember the head from Art Attack. Hello, it's me.
Oh yeah.
The head.
yeah.
He always used to try and make a picture of himself, and it always used to fuck up with like, ah!
Oh, the dinosaurs. Remember the dinosaurs? That popped back up on Netflix the other day.
Smarty arty. That's why I keep thinking.
Oh, okay, yeah, with your thing.
Daisy Dares, yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you want to say bye to the people?
Bye.
That was Barney having a stroke, saying goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, this is also
Dinosaur, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was an old program.
KDcomedy.com. Click it, love it. Be one with subscribe, I guess. It's a website, so you don't really need to, but you can.
Why offer updates if you don't fucking do them?
Well, no, they can do it, they can subscribe.
You need to create a monthly email newsletter.
Well, I mean, I could.
I'm not going to.
I could, you know. You could just go onto the website though and look at it, you know, it's on there anyway.
Good.
I'm lazy, guys. Go on. Peace.